A few weeks ago, we did a class, and I want to welcome our new members to our lovely group. So whether you've done this class or not, I recommend it from, I believe it's 3 weeks ago now, where we did a calling in of all of our parts and what has been, whatever part of us we left out there based on trauma or hurt, whether small or big, that we've been calling those parts and pieces into our verticality, into our wholeness. And what I've noticed as I check in with most of you in the energy field, I check in with all of you in the big picture field, and some of you are tuning in with me more on a personal level as well. What I'm noticing is the little inner child within all of us is really asking for our attention and our focus. So no matter how you were loved and cared for by the best parents in the world or the worst ones or somewhere in the middle, for the most part, parents do the best they can. I hope conscientious parents do the best that they can. And no matter how much we love or give, I don't believe there's any children out in the world that feel like they're 100% fully, wholly loved 100% of the time, or that at least that they could absorb it. There's hurts from schoolmates, from even parents scolding us, from siblings, from all these different things that create these hurts that we don't understand in the moment. And those parts of us that don't understand stay locked or frozen or particleized or whatever we want to call it. So when we have these pouty inner children out there somewhere in our, not in our wholeness per se, but scattered somewhere out there in pieces and parts that were hurt, then we don't have our full whole potential for what we're doing. We have it scattered out there. And as we've been calling our parts and pieces back in, what I'm noticing is the little inner child in us wants a little more attention and focus rather than just, okay, let's pull it all back in and say it's all okay. So we really need to observe and be with our inner child. And I love that Tammy put a picture of herself up for today, and for us to recognize these little beings. This is me when I was little. And for us to recognize our inner child as a living being in us that's really looking through these wondrous eyes at the world and finding that place within ourselves where we're bringing that innocence back, where we're really, and also in the world where we are right now, there's a lot of unstable energy. Things are unknown, uncertain. We don't know, the part in us, the little kid that's looking for the parents to ground its energy, or the Mother Earth to ground the energy now that we're older, or whatever that is, isn't getting that feeling the way that it wants to. So we have to provide that for ourselves. We need to provide that unconditional, adoring love for our inner children. So I recommend, if you have a picture, to put it out. So every day you're seeing, and if it's digital, then put it out on your phone or screen or something where you can recognize that you're honoring regularly your inner child. And what we want to do in our theta exercise today is embrace and pull in this part and listen and see what it is that this part wants to say or wants from us, or how it wants to be cared for. And however way that it is asking, that we are honoring that with the top priority. Not like, okay, well, I've got all these other things to do and then I'm going to do something for myself, but really changing how we honor ourselves, how we honor. Last week we were talking about how are we honoring our bodies, and I want to do a whole series on body stuff and what we're doing with our DNA and all of these things. We're really bringing all our parts and pieces into this verticality. The aim is to be completely connected to source and to the earth and to our whole being in this vertical pillar of light, and just simply function in our world with ease and grace. I know it sounds so simple, but it is that simple. It's about how we are connected and how we're functioning from that. And pieces of us that are missing, pieces of us that felt unsafe or hurt or unheard or whatever happened, that we're hugging those parts of us back into us now, recognizing the hurt and then pulling that part back in. So let's get ready to really have a beautiful time right now with our inner child. And if the inner child is upset or pouty or mad at you for whatever you're not paying attention to, then okay, maybe it's not going to be as fun and sweet, but it can be. And the whole point is we're making a commitment to be in alignment with that part of us as well, to not leave our own self out or behind, but to really include that. And this is, this we could say is part 2 of our pulling our pieces in, but this inner child of us all just said, okay, I get it, but I deserve a full beam of attention on me. So that's what today is. And I recommend, by the way, that we continue our blessing of food and drink. I feel like maybe we all started out strong and then it started kind of winding out. So I know we said it for 1 week, but I'm recommending we continue for another week, and let's keep it going. Let's really be in it and keep that focus. In what we're bringing in, how we're nourishing our being. And that includes how are we nourishing the inner child. And when that comes into play, when we're honoring that, there's a lot of reward systems we may have set up for ourselves in terms of how do we give those rewards. If you were little and your rewards were given by sweet treats, then when you're activating your inner child's going to say, well, for my reward, I want a sweet treat. So really balancing, it doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just means we're blessing everything, even if it's some fun sweet treat that you had when you were a little kid and you want it now. Bless it, watch the energy, the molecules change, witness the change happen, and then give that treat to yourself if that's what your body's still okay with after the blessing. So we're not gauging anything as good or bad or should or shouldn't, but really just bringing our awareness and our consciousness into all of it. And then really listening. What is our inner child saying and what does that part want? A lot of times more fun. We're too busy working, too busy handling stuff. And, are we paying attention to what is fun and light? We are supposed to be experiencing light and ease with our journey as well. So let's really bring a listening ear and open heart to our inner child as we go into this part, and inviting that part in like big, big, beautiful hugs and love and trust of yourself to yourself, that you'll keep your word to yourself, and whatever this part of you is asking for, that you will pay attention and you will take care of that. So let's tap in and go into, and it's not about going into our past. It's not about going back in time when we were children. It's about tapping into our inner child right now. That part of us, whatever is doing, it's aligned with us, fantastic. Then if it is already in alignment, what can we do to improve this? How can we make it more fun, more creativity? Because that's the part of us that generates that creativity, that imagination, that action that comes from that flow. So we want to make sure this part is on board with us and functioning in a good way. All right, so however way you like to do this, if you like to have yourself standing or seated, feet on the ground, and doing a little bit of tapping with your feet, feeling our attention onto the earth, just feeling like, we are actually alive in our bodies on this beautiful planet, and our feet are the closest connection to the earth. So really honoring our feet, honoring all the steps we take in our life, all the action that comes through us, all the receptivity that comes through us, and all the steps we take on this beautiful path, this mission we have in this life, on this journey. Deepening our breath and drawing our eyes closed, bringing attention inward into our heart center. Once again, feeling the earth beneath our feet. Feeling the playfulness we feel with the earth when we're coming from our awesome, amazing inner children. All the ways that the earth makes us wonder and be in amazement. All the ways that the beautiful flowers open up, petal by petal, reaching their face to the sun. All the beautiful fruits that we get to pick from the trees and enjoy. All the ways that this earth loves us. And from our whole being, including our little ones in our being, we give our love and gratitude deep inside the earth. Our pure connection, our beautiful connection with Mother Earth, we're so grateful. And as we give our love and gratitude, we draw up earth energy, letting this energy be playful in our bodies, playing light and easy, and recharging us at the same time. All parts of our being getting revitalized with earth energy. And moving in to our theta brain space, connecting with our crown, connecting with our vertical pillar of light, and very easily taking our attention with grace into the light of all that is. Silently state, Creator, it is commanded a clear communication with my inner child right now, creating harmony, joy, and peace within my system. In the highest and best way, with ease and grace. Thank you. Allow me to witness this now. So feel a gentleness of your own energy now as you come in, as if you're the own parent to your own inner child. And look to see where you see, sense, or feel your little one right now as you are in this present day. What's happening with your inner child right now? And opening up the space of communication, whether it's telepathic or that part speaking to you or showing you something, allowing the space to open up, and you are the loving witness to what's happening here, lovingly holding yourself, all parts of you coming into your verticality, all parts of you honored, any and all past hurts acknowledged, loved, and receiving healing now. Allowing the lightness and ease of the process as we are connected with Source, supported by Source, supported by our whole being as we embrace our inner child. Ask this part of you what you can do to help or heal or make things more fun, enjoyable. What can you do for you? Make your commitment, your promise to your inner child that you are going to prioritize and take care of this part of you and love it and keep it safe and protected. Make your promises that you will keep with your inner child. This exchange, and that you intend to create full harmony within yourself. Bringing in Creator's definition of harmony within all our parts, feeling what that feels like right now. Complete your conversation, your communication for right now. Make the promise that you will return to complete any unfinished business here. Deep breath in. And taking our attention into our favorite body of water. Release, let go. Let your inner child feel super playful in this water. Light and easy, carefree. Remembering in ourselves what playfulness in the water feels like. And breathing deeply, bringing our refreshed energy in from our crown, spiraling, moving down through us, feeling rooted and grounded, connected to the earth. Drawing up earth energy, pulling it up into our bodies, feeling refreshed and recharged all the way to the hair on the top of our head, and relaxing into our heart center. Gently opening up our eyes, feeling that light love for our inner children and our beings, these little ones inside of us. And I invite you to do some journaling if you like. And handwriting is always better than typing just because it works with the automatic writing. So my recommendation is starting your writing by saying, if you have a nickname for yourself or however way you call your inner child, I would say little Shireen, or not to belittle it, but hey, I would say, little Shireen, are you there? And just wait and sit in that space and feel like when the yes is there, that it's an actual yes, then the answer is yes. So you write yes, and then start asking questions and just let the writing come through. And at first it might feel like, oh, I'm just making that up, or I'm the one who's writing that. But who is you? You are all you. So just allow it to come, and you can just let it flow. So it could be, hey, little Shireen, are you there? And then when I feel yes, I'll write yes. What can I do for you today to make today more harmonious, more joyous? What do you need? What can I do to make this day special for you? What could I do to create healing for you? These are all questions that, but whatever you want to ask. Where is the hurt that I need to look at? What do I need to address? So anything you want, obviously, but it's a good way to communicate with actually all parts of yourself. But this would be a good one. And then after you do this work for a little while, maybe a few days or however way you're feeling like you're really bringing your inner child into play with you, then I recommend repeating the class from a few weeks ago that's pulling in all your parts and pieces, because it will be more activated. So I recommend that class should be marked as one that you repeat often, because as I tune in with all of you, it's still working with all of you. And that just makes sense because we're so multifaceted. So there's plenty to be pulling back in. So I recommend that one as well.